Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a very special occasion. Today is The Legend of Zelda's 30th anniversary. 30 years ago, my favorite video game franchise had its first release with the original game, The Legend of Zelda, for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was one of the first video games I ever played, and it started my lifelong passion for the series. To commemorate this special day, I present to you a 1 hour long episode of my The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD walkthrough. This is the last episode of the series, and it will include the final battle with Ganondorf, as well as the end credits. I'd also like to take the time to announce that my next video walkthrough project is going to be that very original The Legend of Zelda game that started it all. I hope you've enjoyed the journey so far, because I had a blast playing this game. So please, sit back and enjoy the end of one of my favorite games ever. And so we've entered Ganon's tower proper, and immediately we're greeted by mini blins. But it's simple enough to just avoid them. We're going to roll up the stairs and head into the next area. So in this area, it's a little bit of a puzzle. What we're going to see up here on the walls is some torches lit. As you can see, we're focusing in on it. So 1, we see 2, we see 3, and we of course see 4. So we're going to have to remember the order exactly as we see it here. And that's exactly what the King of Red Lions is telling us. The shape of the floor, the number of items on the wall. But that's not all. There's another level to the puzzling that we have to figure out. So let's read the stone slab here. It says, "The sword hilt of my servants who lurk deep in the darkness shall be the guidepost that point to me." So, when we defeat the servants, whatever those may be, the hilt of the sword is going to point in the right direction. So what we need to do is keep that in mind as well. So let's go across here, and we're going to see a room that is very similar to the one we saw a little while ago. And we have to remember the order, which is not, it's not that difficult. In fact, it's kind of reminding us exactly the order we're supposed to do it in. So we're going to use our boomerang to hit the switches in the order that has been recommended for us. So what this actually does is it brings the King of Red Lions to us. Much to our surprise, this is the portal through which Ganon was able to seep into the unsuspecting world above. We shall make use of this path that Ganon created for himself. So what we can do, if we need, is climb into the King of Red Lions and actually float into the dark portal, and it'll take us back up to the surface. I'm just seeing if we can go that way. We can't. But if we needed to, we could actually go into the portal and go back and get items, potions, whatever it is that we might need. But we don't need to do that. What we actually need to do to progress is go back across to the other end and jump into the Pit of Darkness. Yes, that is very counterintuitive, but that is exactly what we need to do. So, right now, we're gonna have, ouch, that kind of hurt. We're gonna have ourselves a little battle with Phantom Ganon. Now, this Phantom Ganon battle is much different than the one we encountered in Forbidden Fortress. This one is it's a little bit So it's a little bit different. What we're gonna do is kill him or hit him with the sword, and as we read earlier, the hilt will point us in the right direction. If we did it right, of course, we're going to get told that we're right by the little music, and what we're gonna have to do is wait for Phantom Ganon to throw the energy ball at us. Now this one, we can hit back, we can hit him back with it if we do a spin attack. But what we really want, let's go to the door that we were just told to go through. But what we really want is that white ball of energy, the one we're used to, you know, where we can play the tennis, volleyball, kind of back and forth game that we're used to playing against them. So what we have to make sure now, this red one is, as you can see, it causes a lot of damage, and we have to be careful not to get hit. If we get hit with it, he's not gonna cooperate. But this is the one we want. This is the easy one. This one is basic. We Z target, we hit it back and forth. Eventually, he will miss, and we can go over and hit him with the sword. All right, so this is the way forward. Eventually, we'll get to the end, and we'll actually be able to kill him. But in the meanwhile, we just have to. There we go. See, we want the white one. The white one is easier. The red one, yes, you can damage him with it, but it's a lot harder to avoid. And again, if we get hit with the red one, even if we hit it back to him and hit him, he's not going to take the damage. So what I'm actually going to start doing is just avoid the red ones altogether. Like I said, you can hit them back, but if you miss, you know, it's not as good as the white one. Plus, you can see how much damage it does to me if it does hit. So, there are 3 basic attacks that he's going to do: the white attack, the red attack, and this clone attack. So we just have to wait for him to do this one. This is the one we want. Like I said, I'm just going to go back and forth until we get to hit him. And here we go. This is the real battle against Phantom Ganon. The attacks remain the same. He's going to do the same 3 moves. But we're just going to be patient, and we're just going to wait for him to open up either with the clone attack or with the white energy ball. Oh, but that is it. So by defeating Phantom Ganon, we're actually going to receive the light arrows. I know it's a little bit strange that by defeating the ghost of Ganon, we're actually going to get the item that will be able to defeat Ganondorf himself. The sacred light of these arrows can pierce pure evil itself, and with this, we can actually move on. Oh, but surprise, we're not done yet. The real battle with Phantom Ganon is about to begin. Now this time, what we're gonna have to do is hit the real one. Ouch. What we're really gonna do, this time for real, is we're actually gonna hit Phantom Ganon, bam, with a light arrow. And that will actually kill Phantom Ganon. Now this time the hilt of the sword did not point in any specific direction. So what we're actually going to do, after I get some items here, we're actually going to throw the sword against that wall with the emblem, with Ganon's emblem. Uh, and that's going to open it up. But what I really want is some hearts. Maybe I can, there we go. A little heart action for me. So, well, that's all the jars, so let's pick up Phantom Ganon's sword and throw it against this wall, which will cause it to light up and explode. Alright, what we have next is uh, a bunch of different stairwells that have a bunch of different enemies that we're going to have to defeat in order to progress. So it's going to be your typical fare. It's going to be Moblins, it's going to be Darknuts. It's not going to be anything we haven't done before. It's not going to be anything that we're going to have any kind of difficulty in defeating. So let's just get down to business. I'm actually going to save that item orb until the end. And it's easy enough. We're just going to kind of lure enemies one at a time so that we're not fighting, you know, too many baddies at the same time. Here we're going to fight a mighty Darknut. But again, we fought plenty of mighty Darknuts in the past. So, let's just quit the chit-chat and finish this section. Let's break open these item orbs and collect some hearts. Since I didn't get all the hearts I actually wanted, I'm actually going to come down here and grab the other. Here we go. There's one more. No, I think this is good. I think we're okay. Well, we're just gonna keep doing this. Uh, there's actually more to this kind of thing up ahead. So it looks like here we have one mighty Darknut, one regular Darknut. So let's take care of business as per usual. And that is that. The door is now unlocked and we can go through. But before we do, we really need to make sure we're fully hearted, fully magicked, fully arrowed, because this is it. This is the boss room we are about to enter. Do you sleep still? Wait. Do not be so hasty, boy. I can see this girl's dreams. Oceans, oceans. Oceans, oceans. Oceans as far as the eye can see. They are vast seas. None can swim across them. They yield no fish to catch. What did the king of Hyrule say? That the gods sealed Hyrule away? And they left behind people who would one day awake in Hyrule? How ridiculous. So many pathetic creatures scattered across a handful of islands drifting on the sea like fallen leaves in a forgotten pool. What can they possibly hope to achieve? Don't you see? All of you. Your gods destroyed you. I have been waiting for you, boy. For one like you, yes. For the hero. Do not betray my expectations. It's time to face Puppet Ganon. Puppet Ganon is the first of 3 forms that we have to fight in order to defeat Ganon. Now, Puppet Ganon is... I don't know if he's the hardest, the easiest or the second easiest, but he's pretty basic. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to use our boomerang here, and we're going to cut the strings that hold Puppet Ganon up. Now, we can use the reflecting pool to see kind of what we're doing, to kind of give us a sign of where Puppet Ganon is at all times. Now, unlike Kalademos, who is probably the closest thing that we fought so far that's similar to this, the strings don't stay cut for a long time. So what we have to do is cut the tail, because the tail has the the little orb that we're supposed to try to hit. So we gotta cut these strings, and hopefully, there we go. Now the tail has fallen, and we have to hurry and cut the tail and hit it with, oh, dang it, stupid bats. We gotta hit it with a light arrow. Light arrow. Got him. Okay. So that's basically going to be the sequence of events. He's going to go back up, and his strings are going to be reattached. So we're just going to repeat the process over and over and over. It's pretty basic battle. So just make sure if you need anything, the keys are here. I think they might drop items. Yeah, they do. And you're gonna definitely need to refill your magic meter, because that's definitely a pain. Now, by cutting off his hand strings, you're gonna prevent him from attacking. But that's not really the important part. The important part is the tail. So as long as we can get that tail cut, we're gonna be able to do the damage that we need to do. Now, why isn't it cutting? I think you might have to hit it multiple times. I'm not sure, but it's not falling off. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go over there and take care of business. we go. Come on, man. There we go. Okay, so Puppet Ganon has been defeated. Except now we have, I guess, the second form of Puppet Ganon, who is going to be Tarantula Ganon. Tarantula Puppet Ganon is not that difficult. Basically what's going to happen is it's going to spin at the top of the room. We're not going to see where it's going to land, but we can use the reflection to see where it is actually going to land. And by seeing how it spins and where it's going to land, we can actually try to land behind it so that when it lands, the orb is pointing at us like that. Well, we couldn't hit it that time. Not a big deal. This is going to keep doing it over and over and over. The key to this one is patience. Wait for it to land in the most convenient position, and when it does, just pop it with the arrow. So the most annoying part is getting rid of the bats in time. But we just look up. Hopefully, there we go. Now we just roll out of the way. Okay, easy does it. Turn around. Bam, arrow to the butt. And we're just going to repeat this until Tarantula Ganon is defeated. So like I said, I think this might be the easiest version. Puppet Ganon first form is pretty easy too. But this one's really easy. And there we go. Tarantula Puppet Ganon has been defeated. But here is the by far most difficult form of Puppet Ganon. It is Worm Ganon, Worm Puppet Ganon. I don't know what to call this. It is just the most annoying part of this boss battle because for many reasons. Number one, it is completely random in its movements. You can't really predict at all. It's just craziness randomly. If it bumps against the wall, which it will often, it's going to drop those morphs, the little balls with eyes that are going to slow you down. And believe me, that's just going to make things so much more difficult. And here they come. Here they come. They're floating down. This is definitely not good. And since it doesn't really have an attack, there's no real pattern to it. We can't really say, I can't really tell you attack it this time or attack it that time. It's basically just hopefully, you know, you get the tail when you get the tail, and you don't get it when you don't get it, and it'll do this little maneuver where you see you just don't know where it's gonna go, and it's gonna keep bumping the wall, and it's gonna keep dropping morphs on you, and it just becomes really obnoxious. You can't really escape it. It'll follow you. It's faster than you. So, I mean, just best of luck. I don't know what else to say except I hope you brought magic potion and heart potion and a lot of patience. I hope you brought a lot of patience because that's, if you hit it with your sword, it'll stop for a second, and if you do it, I guess if you do it right, it might put it in a situation. Man, I've gotten not a single hit on it. Oh, it almost stopped right there, but I haven't gotten a single hit on it, and I'm almost halfway dead, and there's just really nothing, there's just no stopping this thing. It's so annoying. But yeah, good luck. Patience, I guess. Unlike me, I'm losing it. I'm losing the patience. So yeah. I'm actually going to stand on top of here, which is it's a warp pot that can take you to somewhere else so you can get items, because this, I guess they're anticipating the fact that you're gonna run out of of magic and heart. So I'm seeing. I don't think I can get hit. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can get hit up here. I'm actually almost 100% sure I can get hit, but at least I'm not like right in the midst of it, you know? No, not fire, not ice. And the problem is, of course, you gotta make these shots count, and it makes it very difficult when he's so far away and just spinning in circles. The timing has to be just impeccable, and I just don't have that kind of aim. I just don't have it. It seems like it appears that I can't shoot from up here. It seems like for some reason there's like a mysterious. Okay, I can shoot high, but I can't shoot low. So it looks like there's an invisible wall, and of course I can't stay up here. It seems like there's an invisible wall that will not let me. It won't let me shoot arrows near the pot, which is really annoying. And this boss, I swear, oh my god, there's nothing you can do to run away from it. And I'm absolutely getting my butt kicked, and it's really frustrating. It's a really frustrating boss battle. It really is. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm getting extremely annoyed. I remember this when I played the original GameCube version, just absolutely hating this. And it's not fun at all. It's extremely annoying. With all the twisting, and it comes straight at you. There's just nothing, there's no way that you can stop it. There's just no way you can stop it. There's no way you can predict where it's gonna go. Oh, I got it with the sword, but I'm not fast enough. It's just not fast enough. And I can't see because of the glow also. I mean, that doesn't help at all. That the glow really just gets in your way of your aim. I'm not saying I'm a good aim, and this is the only reason that I'm finally, good grief. Yeah, of course it's not as easy as hitting it once. If it, oh my god, it just like knows where you're going. You know, it can predict exactly the direction you're gonna go. Can you get off me, please? I really don't like this phase of the battle at all. So I guess that's not a war pot at all. It just seems that it's well, it's definitely a war pot. It just doesn't have an exit pot, so it's not gonna warp me anywhere. But I don't want to waste arrows. Okay, I can hit. I can hit from this angle. Hopefully, I can be protected as well, because running around down there is just suicide. I'm gonna wait until I get a good shot. Nope. Because I don't want to waste. I don't have the magic. Got it, finally. Yes, surely you're the hero of Time Reborn. Your time has come. Come now, stand before me. What an incredibly annoying battle that was. And uh, well, finally that's over. And actually, the final battle against Ganondorf himself is far easier than that thing that we just did. Believe me, far, far easier. The plan here is going to be to climb up all the way to the top and recover some. We're gonna recover some hearts. We're gonna recover some magic. There are pots here, and we're gonna go from little platform to platform. Hopefully, we're gonna get some arrows, which we will need. We're not gonna need all of the arrows, but we're gonna need some arrows. We're gonna need magic for sure, and we're gonna need hearts. So I'm gonna collect all of these pieces here, and then we're gonna go back up the ribbon that we were climbing a second ago and go to the top. There's going to be a little bit more dialogue when we get up there. Going to get a little more backstory, little, I guess, closure for the story itself. Just make sure we don't fall off here. That's a long way down. And I really don't want to climb back up. So, just make sure you don't fall. There's going to be plenty of item. I hope there's a fairy somewhere. I'm not sure if there is, but I mean, we should be okay. We're not really hurting. And like I said, that final battle is not that difficult. So, let's just keep going up until we reach the very, very top of the tower. So we can see that the exit the warp jar has its partner up here. Ooh, that's exactly what I wanted. Um, beautiful. It's perfect. Now, if we do fall, or if you know we die or something, we'll be able to climb back up easily. We won't need to climb up like we did before. We can just use the warp pipe, the warp pots, to get back to where we were. So here we go, guys. The end of the game. My country lay within a vast desert. When the sun rose into the sky, a burning wind punished my lands, searing the world, and when the moon climbed into the dark of night, a frigid gale pierced our homes. No matter when it came, the wind carried the same thing: death. But the winds that blew across the green fields of Hyrule brought something other than suffering and ruin. I coveted that wind, I suppose. It can only be called fate. That here I would again gather the three with the crests. That I should lay my hand on that which grants the wishes of the beholder. That when power, wisdom, and courage come together, the gods would have no choice but to come down. The power of the gods, the Triforce. He who touches it will have whatever he desires granted. Already the crest of wisdom is mine. All that remains. Link just seems so confused about the whole little backstory about Ganon, but it really does go to show you how this game is related to Ocarina of Time, and that was very, very close. It brings a little closure. Do not fear, I will not kill you. I merely have need of the power that dwells within you. Now, let us put an end to that which binds us together. Gods, hear that which I desire. Expose this land to the rays of the sun once more. Let them burn forth. Give Hyrule to me. He who touches it will have whatever he desires granted. That is what you said, is it not, Ganondorf? Gods of the Triforce, hear that which I desire. Hope. I desire hope for these children. Give them a future. Wash away this ancient land of Hyrule. Let a ray of hope shine on the future of the world. And let our destinies finally be fulfilled. Ganondorf, may you drown with Hyrule. This foolishness, a future for you? What are you laughing at, Ganondorf? You're insane. Link, I'm sorry. I overslept. I think it's time for us to say goodbye to this place. We must return to the world above, back to our ocean. Very well then. Allow me to show you your future. Yes, allow me to show you just what hope you have. See how much your precious Triforce is worth. I'll use this bow to cover you. Attack him the best you can. So, Princess Zelda is going to help us. What's going to happen is she's going to shoot Ganon with bow, and we are going to have to hit him when he is stunned. So now he's stunned, now we hit him a bunch of times. We gotta be careful though. Oh, yeah, he packs a punch, although right now we are not taking any damage. This is just the first phase of the battle. Things are gonna get a lot more interesting here in a bit, but what we have to do is make sure that Zelda has a wide open shot to his back. Bam, there it is. So now Ganondorf is thinking, Zelda, you are being a bit of a nuisance, so he gives her the pimp hand. And now it gets for real. Now his damage is actual. He's actually going to do real damage to us. And he's going to be able to block almost everything that we can throw at him. The trick is going to be parry attack. So whenever we see the prompt, we're going to have to do the parry attack. So not doing so hot currently, but things will get better. There it is. That was the one. That's when we can hit him. There's really no other. There's only one time you can actually do the parry attack. It's when he actually starts flying at you. There's no other time when the prompt will appear on the screen. So you just have to avoid his attacks until he does that one move. That one. There we go. We spin. Then we can hit him in the back. And there we go. So that is the end of the second phase. Now Zelda is back and she is awake. So what we're going to have to do this time is Zelda's going to try to shoot Ganondorf again, but this time he's going to avoid pretty much all of her attacks, all of her arrow attacks. Even if she is facing his back, he somehow knows when the attacks are coming. So what we have to do is allow her to shoot him enough times and he's going to avoid them. Eventually she's going to tell us what we need to do, and he'll block everything that there's no way, it's impossible to hit him. Even if we do the parry attacks, he'll block from behind his back because he's just that cool. So we actually have to wait for Zelda. There we go. Link, you have to distract him. Are you ready? I'll aim for you and you use your shield. Do you get it? Yes, I do. So we use our shield. It'll bounce back at him, and that's when we can attack him. Here we go. Oh, the wind, it is blowing. How about that for an ending? I mean, yeah, right in his forehead. Literally stabbed him right in the forehead. Link! I mean, it doesn't get more gruesome than that, I suppose. My children, listen to me. I have lived regretting the past, and I have faced those regrets. If only I could do things over again. Not a day of my life has gone by without my thoughts turning to my kingdom of old. I have lived bound to Hyrule. In that sense, I was the same as Ganondorf. But you? I want you to live for the future. There may be nothing left for you, but despite that, you must look forward and walk a path of hope, trusting that it will sustain you when the darkness comes. Farewell. This is the only world that your ancestors were able to leave you. Please, forgive us. Wait! You could come with us. Yes, of course, we have a ship. We can find it. We will find it. The land that will be the next Hyrule. So... Ah, but child, that land will not be Hyrule. It will be your land. And there she goes. And there we go too. But the king, he's staying behind. I have scattered the seeds of the future. And really, this is probably one of the best endings to any Zelda game that I've ever played. The whole ending sequence, Ganondorf telling us why he's kind of doing what he does. It gives him a little extra dimension that we haven't seen in any other Zelda game. Other Ganondorfs, the other versions, other iterations and incarnations of Ganondorf they're just evil for evil's sake, They want to conquer Hyrule because that's what they want to do. But this one, he kind of tells us his motives, He's from the desert land. The desert is a nasty place. That's why he wanted to conquer Hyrule in Ocarina of Time. We get a little sense of that. We get a little sense of what the king tried to do to defend and protect his kingdom. And that ending, though, I remember when this game came out. You can see Zelda right here. She's back to being Tetra. Back to her old piratey ways. But yeah, this version, I remember when it came out, with the visual style, and then that ending with, stabbing Ganondorf in the forehead with the sword. That is not what I expected out of this game. It was a real, I don't know what to call it, but it was just definitely not what I expected. And the whole ending sequence just makes this game, I think, so much better. The whole bedside dialogue, the monologue by Ganondorf, and the ending, the whole thing, just it was a perfect ending to almost perfect game. But there you have it, folks. That is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, the HD version for the Wii U. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like been a lot of episodes, 58 episodes, including this finale. It was a lot of fun to play. It was actually quite difficult remembering everything that I had to remember to make sure everything was collected and everything. I probably didn't do it in the most efficient order. In fact, I know I didn't. There are better ways to do it, I'm sure. But overall, I think it was a big success. Like I said, I had a lot of fun playing this game. This is definitely the perfect version of this game. If you have the GameCube version and you also have a Wii U, they're different games. The the fixes and additions to this version make it just so much better. Um, the gamepad does add a little if you want to play with motion controls or use it to as your inventory. You can do that as well, but playing it with the Pro controller is it's just a really great experience. I think it's a little bit better of a controller than the GameCube controller, actually, to be perfectly honest. The music remains top-notch. It's one of my favorite video game soundtracks of all time. The story, like I said, is very fun. It's very good. It's very well written. The characters are enjoyable, and that ending is perfect. This is definitely my favorite version of Ganondorf, and we can see every character that was in the game floating up in bubbles here as the ending theme plays. The mailman here that looks exactly like the mailman from other games. So the next two games in this, I guess the timeline, are DS games, I believe. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. I haven't played either of them. I think I own Phantom Hourglass, but I've never played it. They didn't look very good. I'll be honest with you. Handheld Zelda games, there are just a couple of them that I've enjoyed, and that's Link's Awakening. I guess that's the only one I played. Link's Awakening. Oh no, I did play not Four Swords, but Oracles. One of the two Oracle games, but I just didn't. I never got into the timeline thing. I know officially there's a timeline. I actually have the Hyrule Historia, and I think it's a great collector's item. But I really do like the fact that Ocarina of Time, and then Majora's Mask, and then this game are part of, like, I wouldn't call it a trilogy, but part of the same little plot line, which I really do enjoy. But I don't put too much weight into the whole child versus adult timeline and anything like that. But yeah, I really don't have much else to say. This is a fantastic game. If you've never played it, you have to play it. If you haven't played this version and you've played the other version, the GameCube version, you have to play this version. And hopefully if you were playing along, or if you see this in the future and you're playing this game, this series here has helped you play the game optimally, finding all the pieces of heart, finding all the treasures, all the items, 100% collection. And like I said, the next game I am going to do is the original Legend of Zelda. I am going to finish, of course, Fatal Frame. I'm still working on that, but the original Legend of Zelda is something I've already worked on, and I'm very excited to show it off. It's also going to be a 100% walkthrough. It's going to have all the secrets, all the items, the best way to do the game. Not perfect at the game, but it should be useful as a video walkthrough. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that one. Rest in peace, Mr. Satoru Iwata, and happy 30th anniversary, The Legend of Zelda. So with that, we're just gonna watch the little end sequence here and call it a day. anchors away. Hold the tiller steady. As for our destination, the wind will guide us. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD. And I hope very much to see you for the next game. Until then, see you guys.